What do you specifically do to kind of focus on more of the kinds of ideal clients you want, knowing that your door is always open for people that end up there for whatever reason, not being by referral? What do you do to stimulate higher quality people that you want to really care for?
Yeah, I got an embarrassing story to start. So I joined this group practice. My hero, Brett Winchester, he's got a busy practice. He's got a wait list. And I thought, oh, I can't wait, man. I'm just going to show up and going to have some new patients on the schedule. It's going to be great. So for the first couple of months, I'd say 6 months, I sat in my office and waited. And I waited and I waited. And people didn't just show up. It's kind of crazy, as funny as that sounds. And so I put my ego aside and went to my wife, who is the marketing expert, my life coach, and said, what the hell what is going on? How are people not just showing up? It's like, well, nobody knows who you are. So that's when I had to get real. And it all started, I had a high school kid. It was a week before the state championship, Final Four in basketball. She sprained her ankle. And I'll never forget, she came in. Luckily, she wound up on my schedule. She was a reactivation, or someone had been to the practice before. Showed up in my office, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. So you got to play on Saturday. And this is on a Monday. She's like, yeah, I got to play. I was like, oh, I could do this. This will be fun. So took me down the journey. I saw her every single day that week. We did all sorts of awesome rehab, had taping techniques, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, plays in the Final Four, got the MVP, just like a dream scenario. I remember that week, though, I woke up every morning. I was so excited and enthused to go to work. And I thought, man, so then at the end of this, I'm kind of gloating, I'm fluffing my feathers. And I go to my wife and say, you'll never guess. And she said, maybe you should, consider marketing to those people. Maybe you should treat more of those people. I thought, oh, that's kind of a good idea. It's typical. If you listen to your wife, usually things are going to happen well. So anyway, we sat down and we made a plan that day. Okay, well, how the heck do I get in front of high school kids? Well, one, the high school would be a good area to go to. It's a small community. Parents probably want some expert opinions when it comes to their kids getting hurt on the school. There's an athletic trainer over there who we have the contract with. This would be an easy utilization. So that's when I made the decision to just start showing up there. And it's been fruitful. I'm actually working with 2 other high schools now. And that's my main practice, is working with other high school kids. So that's where it went for me. But honestly, if it wouldn't have been for that patient to come in with an acute ankle sprain, it would have taken me longer to get to that point. We'll put it that way. But the biggest advice I have is just sit down and think about what that actually looks like. Who do you actually want to see walk through your doors? Because a lot of times chiropractors are just well, I just want to treat low back pain. Well, that's great. But what kind of low back pain? Do you want the construction workers? Do you want the stay-at-home moms? Because then, as you guys know, with marketing, it completely changes your messaging. I learned really early on that high school kids aren't making the decisions about where to take them, right? It's the parents. The parents are the ones that I need to start talking to. And so I started changing how I worded things in my Tuesdays with Taylor and on social media. I started talking towards the moms, because they're usually going to be the ones that are on Facebook and probably making the decisions on where to take the patients. And then I started to, every time I would see a new injury at the high school, I would call the parents on my way back to the office. And that was uncomfortable, because not only did I have to, they didn't know who I was usually. I had to tell them that their kid was injured. And 3, I had to convince them to spend money to come be with me. So that was a really, really good learning experience, though, because if I could do those things concisely, I had a great, I call it a kill rate. I had an awesome ROI on that, because usually the parents they're used to the kids saying what to do. And then the parent is left to make the decision of where the heck do I take my kid? And then 2, it's up to the parent to decide, well, are you actually hurt? Or maybe you don't want to play, or maybe, little things like that. So I had to bring a lot of confidence, and it taught me a lot about that. So those are my big things. And, early on, I was involved in everything in the community. I went to every golf tournament and stuff like that. And once I figured out who I wanted to treat, now it's just a yes or no for me. Does this bring more high school athletes into my office? Yes or no? If it's a no, then I politely say no. And I ask maybe some of the other docs in the office to do that for me. But that's also how I've stamped my ground in the group practice, which I think it can be difficult, as, we have 4 other providers in here. And so I had to carve my niche in this group practice in itself. And I couldn't be happier with how it happened. And it's not to say that everyone needs to treat high school kids or, whatever. Everybody has their own niche. Maybe you want to treat headaches, maybe you want to do those types of things. I think it's just taking the time to get very specific on who you want to see and how you want to see them.
Hey, it's Dr. Jason. I just want to take a brief moment and invite you to schedule a demo with our team to learn more about our patient pilot automated email campaigns. They are the smartest way to reactivate the people you've seen over the years in the past. Check it out, schedule a demo. We look forward to helping you help more people, piloting your patients back into your practice.
Thank you so much for watching this video on the Smart Chiropractor. To not miss a single thing that's clinically oriented, marketing oriented, or more, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel today.